Okay, it's now 8:05. Let's get started. Since we're going to do a recording, we will be able to put it out for people who are not able to attend. Basically, when we planned for this training session, we kind of didn't know that Asea, rather GCT, which is the company that is doing the Asea Connect, had done a training. So some of you might have already caught that training, which is good. So you know kind of like the overview of Asea Connect already. And so tonight, I'm just going to do a very quick training for those who may not have watched that training. It's recorded as well. We'll put out the link for that recording for that training by the company itself, which is called GCT, GIZITI. They are the ones behind this Connect app. And so that they've done a training, and it's a very comprehensive training, went for over an hour, I think. Tonight, I'm not going to go through such detail. I just want to give a quick overview and a quick overview of what we can do on this app. Now, a couple of things first. This was launched during the 2019 convention, and I think those of us who were there could feel the sense that company is trying to come out with as many tools as possible for us to make our life easier, to make our job a lot easier. Now, sometimes we tend to, before this thing happened, we actually, some of us had to come out with our own tools and our own websites and so on and so forth, right? Now, that is because the tools were not available. But after this tool is now available, I want to stress something very important. In this business, in our industry, what is most important is actually simplicity and duplication. Okay, simplicity and duplication. So what company has done, Asea as a company has done for us, is that they have come out with the tools, the videos, the platform for everyone to use, so that you can actually keep things very simple. You can also therefore help your downlines and your team members to duplicate. Okay, so simplicity and duplication. I would suggest very strongly to resist trying to create any more tools on your own, and then just leverage on the tools that the company is already putting out. So Asea Connect is one positive step in that way. Later on, we walk through some of the videos they published, which is another positive step in that way as well, in that direction as well. So this is very important that you should all be aware of. So from henceforth, you can literally tell your team members, this is how I build my business. All I do is I use Asea Connect. All I do is I send people videos to watch via Asea Connect, and so on and so forth, right? And that makes it very easy. None of us need to have a computer science degree and create websites and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what I think is wonderful. We can start to go in the correct direction for this industry already. Okay, now, then the second thing I need to highlight is this. It is a fairly new app and a fairly new platform. Almost every single day there's an update. So if certain things do not work correctly, or there are bugs, right? Just understand that this is very natural for this stage of of an application. Now, I would say that it is probably 80% working. A lot of things are working fine. Some things are buggy. Some things will maybe later on, even during a demonstration, you'll probably find some things not working. That's perfectly fine. So don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated about things that are not working, because I think 80% working is better than not having a tool at all. So rest assured, the company is working very hard to make sure that everything works well. And that's what I want to share. So these two things very important. So number one, keep it simple, use the tool. Number two, if there are certain bugs that is not working, just bear with it, and just rest assured that they are putting out new revisions almost on a daily basis. For the Android version, the updates are pushed out a bit faster. For the iOS version, the updates are pushed out slightly slower because Apple Store needs to approve. Okay, so let me go into the app proper. The app is actually wonderful. It only works on mobile. It works only on the iOS, and it works on the Android phone. So it should cover almost everybody that holds a mobile phone, right? So it works on both. Now I'm going to demonstrate using an iPhone because I don't have an Android phone, but the features are pretty much the same. There shouldn't be any too much difference at all. And some people very quickly ask, is there like a desktop version? I'm sorry, there isn't. There isn't a desktop version. The desktop version used to be something called Asea Business Coach, or ABC, and that version will actually be relegated down to, most of the time, we're actually going to move towards the mobile platform. Okay, so if you can see my screen, I'm going to start from top to bottom. So from the very top, you will see something called the Okay, maybe let me just show you what the screen looks like. If so, those of you who have not downloaded, please download it from the App Store or from the Google Play Store, and you will find the icon that is blue color and says Asea Connect. So click on it and you'll start the app. Okay, very simple. And then starting from top to bottom, start at the top first. The top, you have the Asea logo, which is in the hexagon A, right? And once you click on that, you actually will get a menu like this. Okay, and you see that you have your name. In this case, is my name, right? Hai Boon Kui. Then you have home, contacts, library, and share. Now, the rest of the items that are grayed out, they will not be available yet. Eventually, they will be. And I think there's going to be um, it is a fully working application right now. There are only certain apps that will be activated if you are on a paid subscription or what you call the pro version of the app. And that is basically the team aspect. Everything else is actually free. Only the team aspect for team reporting, that part is not free. So this is where you get the menu. Okay, I'm going to click away. If you click home, you'll go back to the first screen. Okay, so that part is pretty simple. Now, then just above the top half of the app, you'll see something that's normally called a hero screen. Okay, a hero, Hero, hero screen. And depending on what is important at that point in time, Asea will actually have certain important announcements on that site. So, for example, a few days ago, while the rest of us were at convention, what you will see is the convention agenda. Convention agenda. It wasn't the word Asea Connect. Okay, so from time to time it will change. That is what is called the hero screen. And right now, if I click on Asea Connect, what happens is that it actually takes you to the micro app. Okay, this is called the micro app. Okay, now the micro app is part of the Asea Connect platform. It is something that is useful for you to sit down with a prospect, turn on the micro app. I would say that it's probably better to do it on an iPad rather than or a tablet rather than the phone because it's a little bit small. But you see that now it takes you to the micro app, and if you click on Learn More, which I'm doing now, and then you see a series of it's a micro app, it's an app within an app, and then it kind of gives you a ability to introduce Asea, like how do you want your life to look like, how do you want to live your life, what is health and what is wealth and lifestyle and so on. So you can click into every one of them and explore. You kind of can do a presentation within the micro app. Okay, so this is what the micro app is for. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm not going to go into details on the micro app. Please just explore the micro app. Those of you who want to access the micro app directly, it is actually just type in the URL as Asea Share, SHARE, AseaShare.com. So if you happen to be on an iPad or a tablet, you just type into your URL of any browser, it will go into this micro app. Okay, I'm going back to the Asea Connect. Okay, then just below Asea Connect, you'll see take a tour. So taking a tour, if you click on it, it will take you to a presentation or training by the company GCT on how to use this particular application. So if I click on it now, take a tour, again, you see it takes you to a training platform. I'm going to skip this part. You can go and watch this if you want. Okay. And then to the right of this take a tour is the very important and probably the most common button you will use, which is called share. Okay, and you use this app to share. Okay, use this app to share. So let me just click on it. Once you click on the share button, what happens is you'll take you to your contact list. Your contact list, you have a few people. Now, right now, these people here are just people that are put on to just kind of test the platform a little bit to know what happens when you share. But essentially, this is where you can import your contacts. Now, there are a few things I need to highlight here. So number one, you can import your contacts, or you can manually add a contact to this platform by clicking the plus button on the top right corner. So very simply, just click plus. Very simple form filling. There's nothing too difficult about this. Fill in the forms, fill in the phone and the email address. Now, a quick tip for you: if you only have the phone number, you don't have the email. Sometimes it's kind of good to put in an email so that you can, because you need to track the sending out. So what we have done is that we just put something that is our own email so that the application will send out at the same time, together with the email and the person's phone number. So I will do a demonstration of what I mean by this. So even if you don't have a contact's email address, my suggestion is just put in your own email or a blank email that goes to somewhere that is just like a holding area. Okay, because there's a reason for it. You need to create the tracking link for it. Okay, so this is adding a contact, very simple. Now this is adding a contact one by one, right? One by one. Now, so some of you will be asking, so what if I want to add all my contacts on my phone, right? So I'm going to exit this screen, okay? I'm going to exit this screen. And I'm going to go back to the first screen. And I'm going to click the A again, okay? And you'll see that it has home, contacts, library, and share, right? So I'm going to click contacts. Okay, now this time in this particular screen, when you click the plus, it will actually give you options. It will give you options of adding manually, which was what I showed just now. It will also say import contacts from your address book. Now, when you do that, it will not import straight away. It will also go into a screen I'm going to show you now. Okay, so it will actually show you all the contacts that you have on your contact screen. You can either select all or clear all, or you can import them one by one based on names that you have selected as well. That means you do not have to import every single person into your contacts. Like right now, I have 552 on this phone. So if I select all and I say import, you import everybody. Okay. Some of us have done that during convention and realized that they didn't want to do that. And when they wanted to delete it, they had to delete them manually. So don't do that if you are not planning to import everybody. Just a quick tip for you. Otherwise, you have to manually delete every one of them. I probably think that they'll probably add a function in the future for you to kind of be able to delete everything at one go, right? Okay, so this is the one that you have. So let me just, if I select all, or if I clear all, then none of them. I just want to, let's say, import Adeline, for example. Then when I import Adeline, will go in. Okay, so now I'm not going to do this. I'm going to cancel it first. So let me just repeat that again. If you want to import everybody, you have to go to the home screen. Okay, you have to click the A icon, go to contacts, and then go to the plus sign. And this time it gives you the option, and then you just import from address book. Okay. Now another quick tip for you on address book and importing of addresses and so on, right? Some of us, when after we imported the names into the app, we find that we made certain changes to the names, or we made certain remarks, etc. Right? But instead of the changes do not stick. The changes do not stick or did not stick. Right? That is because the app will synchronize with your own phone book again, right? So if you have made certain changes and it did not stick, right, then just go into your own main phone book on your phone, whether it's Android or iOS, and make the changes in your original contact so that the changes will then stick to both of them. Okay, so a quick tip for you. You find if you get a bit frustrated, how come I made some changes to this person's name or whatever, and yet it didn't stick? That's because there was a conflict between this and your own contact on the phone book. Okay. Okay, so back to the home screen again. Sorry, I think my ring light went out, so it's a bit darker, but doesn't matter. Okay, most important thing is the screen, right? Then below the share button are two little reporting dashboard reporting kind of thing. So you have what's new in my business, and then you have two blocks, right? So two blocks like contacts updated and then the library files. Okay, contacts updated and then the library files. So as of now, when we were during convention, the library files, the new library files, they keep changing because they were adding they're adding newer and newer library files into the app. So we kept seeing like one new file added, two new file added, and so on. But right now, because convention is over, all the new files have been added. It doesn't show up anymore. So there are 0 new files added. But I'm guessing in the future, when you do put up new things, that's where you can see new files. Okay. Then contacts updated, right? It is more it is updating the people you have sent out information to. Okay, so when you say two contacts updated, it just means that there was activity that happened on two of the contacts you have sent something to, and then you should check it. Okay, you should check it. So if I click on the contacts updated, right, what you'll notice is that the ones that have some activity would be highlighted. Okay, the ones that have some activity would be highlighted, meaning that they have actually either clicked or looked at the links that you have sent to them or something like that. Then the people below, you notice if they are in white, it means since the last time you sent something, they did not look at whatever you sent. So basically means that you may need to follow up with them. Okay, so this is how it works, right? So let me go back again, go back to home screen. Okay, So in essence, there are many paths to sharing something. You can start from the context, you can start from share, you can start from the videos, etc., etc. So, but the concept and the principle is basically the same. The concept and the principles are basically the same. So let's say I go to the new library files, okay? And when I go to the new library files, these are the new files that are available here, okay, on the screen. Now, I can start from here and I can share. So for example, if I want to share the very first video here, which is the introduction, a peak interest video for the Redox breakthrough, right? So I highlight it, okay, and then I click share at the bottom right. It will then prompt you again to select who do you want to share to. Okay, so this is one path you can take. So starting from the videos, okay, I'm going to exit this, okay. Or if you want to know what videos are actually there, you don't click the square, you actually click on the app itself, and then it will show you what the video is actually about. You can actually play it to kind of see what the video is about if you do not remember, right? I know that some of the Android users had trouble with the video playing in the app itself. I think that has been fixed already. So if you do try and play and it doesn't play, it could just be a bug for now. But I think that has been fixed already. So just give it a try. If not, it doesn't affect the person when they get it, because when the person gets it, it will play. It's just that it doesn't play on this app. Okay. Okay, I think it got lost. Hang on. Screen sharing. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. See, so it kind of crashed for a bit. Okay. So that's from, or you can click the share button and then you can do that. Now, on the share on these screens, right? Every one of these screens, there are little filter settings on the top. So there are folders, there are steps, and there are activities. So you will notice that they appear on the context. They also appear on the video. So for example, if I go back to videos, okay, you'll notice that there are two tabs on top, the ones in light blue, right? So these are meant to help you to sort and filter things that are maybe more relevant to you. So for example, in videos, right? If I click on the very first one on the left, you'll notice that you can sort by name of the video, the date added, the popularity, and my recently used, right? So in this case, I've selected my recently used because then I can see the videos that I frequently use and they will always be on top. They float to the top for me, right? Then just below that, you'll see there are many other options. They're called tags, T-A-G, tag. So a tag basically is kind of like an identifier. So you have things like all, which means you will show all your videos. You have graphics, you have favorite, you have leaders, you have selected. You also have things like Convention 2019. So for now, I've selected for myself Convention 2019. So you only show all the new videos that we have published and they are useful. So that is what I've done. So you can use this option to filter, because if you don't, let me just show you what happens when you click all. There are 137 items. Okay, you have to sort out, go to scroll down so many items to find the ones you want. So if I just click on Convention 2019, it goes down to 13 items. Okay, or actually it's more than 13 because there's one more option at the bottom. There's one more option which is file types. So there's all again. There are images, there are audios, there are links, and also documents, and last but not least, videos. So I have only selected video. So for me, my personal option is videos, Convention 2019, and then recently used. So when I do it that way and I click apply, it only shows me the most recent convention videos, the ones that I find are useful for now, and it will not show me files, etc., etc. Okay, so this is how you filter that. Okay, this is how you filter that. Same thing for context. If you go to context, okay, you can also filter. There are additional filters like step. That means, are they in the first initial contact phase or are they in some other phase, right? So you can filter according to that. So just a very quick one. If you, let's say, go to activity, you see there are certain options here. You can filter according to activity. So for example, let's say today is a day. Let's say you set Friday to be follow-up day. Okay, this is your follow-up day. So you want to filter based on people you've already contacted. You want to send a reminder, hey, have you watched this video? Or hey, how do you find the video? Or something like that. So you can filter those people you have already touched base with. And this is like a follow-up day for you. So very, very useful, okay, so that you don't have to keep following and scrolling or trying to find the people that you are trying to specifically target, okay? So I hope you're starting to understand that this is quite a powerful platform for all of us. Okay, so let me just go through, last but not least, very simply, how to actually share something to somebody, right? So let's say I start with share, okay? And let's say I want to share to one of my team members. I'm going to select a name here and click message. And let's say I want to select the Redox intro, which is a 2.5 minutes video, right? Just to pick interest. So you highlight that, okay? And then you click message. Now, for those of you, you're very lucky because if you have not downloaded during convention, you're not as frustrated. Those of us, when you tried during convention, it was quite fun because there were a lot of issues to be resolved. So I think after giving feedback, they are mostly resolved. Very, very good, right? So company is moving very fast to address all these things. Now, so the first item you'll see is a template and it will say generic. It will say generic. Now you can actually click on that and you can drop down and select a number of various templates. There are things like first contact. Okay, now you notice then the message changes, pick interest, follow up, presentation, collect decision, and enroll. Okay, so if you notice that every time you click on a different template, the message will change. So for this, we are actually looking for something called a personal is something you created yourself. You can actually type in a message on your back end as well. So let's go to generic. So for generic, you will notice that the text message and the email message has the full link and so on, right? Now, in this day and age, not everybody uses text messages anymore, right? So same thing, under text message, if you look at the text, the phone number, you can click on that. And then you go to this second screen, where you can actually edit the message. You do not need to send the same exact message here. You can actually edit and say something you want, right? So for example, you can say, hey John, and we just spoke on the phone. So this is what I want to send to you, for example, right? Just personalize the message. Now you go and look at top send via, okay? There's text. And you notice if I select, there's actually social. Okay, social meaning you can send via WhatsApp, Messenger, etc., etc. So I'm going to do send via social. Okay, done. And then you got to click save at the bottom. So now instead of sending as a text message, it actually goes out as a social. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you send. So when you click send, it will pop up this option for people on iOS. I'm sure on the Android it'll be something similar. So you can actually choose to send either via like WhatsApp, Messenger, or Line or whatever, and it will send that particular message out. Now, if I click cancel, what happens is it will say it failed. Okay, you will say it failed, right? So what you need to do is you okay, sorry, I think somebody. Okay. Sorry, when they mute all, you mute everybody, including me. Okay, so back on again. Now, so what happens is, if you click cancel, then it doesn't send, and you actually reflect here that it failed. Okay, but the email went out, so you went through, and then it's okay. So of course, when you are sending out, you do not cancel. You just let it send out, via whatever. So you can either send via text or you can send via the social media apps like WhatsApp, Messenger, Line, WeChat, etc., etc. It works on all the platforms. Just a quick note, right now, from what we have been testing, I think it only tracks on the emails. It will track email like whether the person opened and so on. But the other platforms at this point in time, it doesn't track, or at least not yet, it doesn't track whether the person has opened it and watched it. Okay, but you know that it has been sent. So if you're primarily using a WhatsApp or a WeChat or a Line or Messenger to send to your friends, you do need to follow up. Okay, you do need to follow up and double check that they have done it. Or they have watched whatever you have sent to them. Okay. So that's it. Okay, that's how you do it. Then once you have sent, you can actually click on the actual person. Let's say in this case, one of my team members. Okay. Then you notice that we tested a lot. We tested a lot during the convention to see how this thing works. So this is some of the experience we've gathered from there. So you notice I email something. If I click on that, you see, it will show you that the email has been delivered, and it has not been opened yet. But if they open it, you actually see that the email has been opened. But for messages, it doesn't show. So if I show you that you send a text message, it says that it has been sent. It shows you a sample of what you've sent before. So if you click on view message, it shows you the message you sent in case you forgot, right? So this is what you sent, so that you can follow up and talk about the same topic again, right? But it doesn't show you that the person has clicked on the link. So I think those are things that are work in progress. But having said that, I think the platform is working pretty good already. So 80%. Okay. So basically that's it. Okay, that's it. That's for the Connect app. Okay, that's for the Connect app. So I hope you start using it. Back to the very same first principle. Okay, the very first principle that is that simplicity and duplication. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share. Anyone has questions or anyone have tried it and the issues that you run into?
Thank you, BK.
Welcome. Okay, the thing is, the videos, right? The videos, the sequence of videos is like this. So this is what I shared to people. Like, what you want to do is that maybe just talk a bit about the new videos that we have. So there are a few new videos, based on the topic. So for example, there's one called the Redox Breakthrough series. So that is about the science. There are two videos in that. The first one is a 2.5 minutes video that talks about the redox breakthrough. You might want to send that just as a way to pick interest, because if somebody sees it's a 19-minute video, they may not want to watch 19 minutes. So after they've seen that video, then you follow up with a full video, which is about 19 minutes. And that includes the redox breakthrough, the science, and also some testimonies and some stories. You choose. I think in marketing, the best thing you can do is to test. So you can test whether you send a short one is better and then follow up with a longer version, or you send a longer version straight away. Whatever works for you, just do it. Just keep doing it. But you have an option now. Pick interest first, then send the full length version, or just send the full length version without sending the pick interest. That is also very much up to you, right? Now, then after that, the next series of things is like people need multiple touches. So you can then send another video, which is very good, which is the production facility tour, which is about 5 minutes. Okay, so the production facility tour is about 5 minutes, and you can actually, so the production facility tour is about 5 minutes, and it gives people an idea of what is going on in the production facility. So that is also a very good video. Then following that, you have the stories. There are several stories of certain people that have gone through a very adverse situations, and they have had a very powerful turnaround, and you want to highlight those stories and send to a friend. Okay, now I want to emphasize something. There will never be a perfect tool. Okay, there will never be a perfect tool, but there will always be a perfect way to use a tool. Okay, there will always be a perfect way to use a tool. So there will never be a perfect tool. So we have been hearing comments from people about, too long, too short, too messy, too whatever, right? But I want to encourage all of you to use the tool regardless. Because why? What happens is this. Something in one part of the video will impact the right person. So like Mel always tell us, right? You can never say the right things to the wrong person, but you can also never say the wrong things to the right person. So one of the convention attendees, they sent out the video to a friend right away, and that friend straight away called them up and said that I will take some of your product. Why? Because inside the video there was a short segment by Leyland Duck. Leyland Duck is a triple diamond executive in the company. He's a very big guy. If you met him in the convention, you know he's a big guy. He's according to Americans, he's a rancher. That means he owns a farm and he works the field, and even though he's a doctor, right? So the friend gave this person that saw the video gave a comment. If a rancher, that means Leyland Duck, right? If you can make a rancher cry, I think this product is good for me. So, and then another person saw the video by Danielle, and Danielle has a very powerful testimony as well, and that touched them because they saw the mother's real emotions. So I want to encourage you, send the videos anyway. Okay, send the videos. Something inside one of them will touch somebody that needs to be touched, and then they will actually have an experience. So you have a full series of things you can send. You can send the redox breakthroughs. You can send a production for people who are very sciencey. They like science. Then the stories. There are multiple other stories. There's a story by Stevie and Stevie Aquilina. There are stories by Sean Burke and all those things. So just use these tools that the company has spent effort and time to produce for you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to highlight to everyone today.